From bad at love to good at interior design, Jill Tran of Tran and Thomas Designs here this morning with a perspective on decorating open spaces. Good to see you.
Nice to see you again.
Open spaces are so big now. You go into the
Literally,
homes and everything's got no walls. It's not at all like the 60s and 70s where everything was divided up.
Yeah, and architects really, and builders, that's what they're doing. Everything's big, 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 big. So we get a lot of questions and we have to deal with a lot of, what are we going to do with this?
Right.
And figure out
how do you transition from one room to another, make it flow without making it look crazy?
Well, and that's kind of key is to have because you have to treat it as one open space, but you also have to give definition to each little individual area. And there's some tricks to kind of do that.
How do you define the spaces?
It's interesting. The human eye really responds to lines. Like if you're at the mall and they have a floor change, even that line will keep people from going in and out of the store sometimes.
Don't need to touch this again?
We lost our thing. But what that does, so lines are a big deal for the human eye.
Right.
So a lot of times we can use rugs. Rugs will make a nice definition as far as like, kind of defining a space and kind of surrounding that with different bits of furniture and things like that.
All right, so you say you need to create connections between the rooms. How do you do that?
I think defining, it's a good idea to do it one big kind of open color. But then, so here we've got an example of the rugs and things like that as far as defining a space. Another way to define the space is lighting. Lighting is typically the center point, and so from that it kind of branches out. So if you're trying to define a space, even a light fixture gives the eye that illusion that this is going to put out the light in all directions, and that is its own little space.
All right, let's take a look at the next one here. Creating connections in the spaces. Tell us about that.
So what we've got here is even within the space, we've got kind of these lines repeated here with circles. This artwork here kind of does the same thing. And then we've got circles and lines over here. But they're similar color, similar shape, but they talk to one another, but they also kind of help define that space a little bit.
What are some of the things you should not do?
Well, when you've got a big space like that, doing a lot of different colors on the walls, accent walls, even though they have them on TV a lot, they're really a very modern look, and a lot kind of what we're talking about more Kansas City happens to be more transitional. So you got to be careful with kind of doing too many colors.
Like a lot of people like a red kitchen.
Yeah, like a red kitchen.
Right.
And that's great. It kind of depends a little bit on a more traditional house. Having different colors in different rooms makes sense.
Well, now everything's gray, though. We call it Johnson County gray.
Johnson County gray.
There's three colors that come out, this gray beige.
Gray, or gray.
Yeah.
Yes, but even kind of a uniform neutral color in that big open area, and then having each color pops in each little area to kind of define it, but they speak to one another, but you have a differentiation between the mood maybe and the look of each space.
Any other don'ts?
Don't make it too crazy.
Yeah.
Don't go overboard. Less, kind of like when you dress, less sometimes is more.
Thank you, Jill. That's why I don't wear a tie. For more tips on designing your home, check out Jill's blog. There it is. Ooh, isn't that a beautiful room?
Thank you.
I could drink a whiskey in that room. Go to their website, tranandthomasdesign.com. You can also get lots of inspiration on Instagram. She puts out a lot of good pictures. Look at that. I want to live there, Jill. Just search Tran Thomas Design. Let's get to weather.